If you ever wanted to know where Minecraft ends and insanity begins, well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the way that I play Minecraft. But what is Minecraft? An exploration and creative building game? A tool for your imagination? A means for you to express yourself on a digital canvas? Well, all of these things are true. The possibilities that Minecraft allows for are, well, endless. If you can imagine it, you can certainly make it a reality. But is there really an intended way to enjoy Minecraft? Well, my answer is no. Minecraft can be enjoyed however you please. And today, I want to take you on a journey that lies beyond what you may have ever imagined Minecraft was capable of. Today, we are going to push Minecraft to its absolute limits. Today, we are going to break Minecraft. For the beginning of this panel, I'm going to start slow with some more basic ideas of breaking the game, and then progress gradually towards a deeper and deeper level of insanity. Welcome to my Breaking Minecraft panel for MINECON Earth 2018. Let's get started. Have you ever seen anything in Minecraft that just made you look twice at what happened? That left you wondering, perplexed, and maybe curious? Have you ever been so mesmerized by some freak occurrence that you couldn't help but indulge your curiosity and try and learn everything you could about it? Well, you're in the right place. First off, let's take a look at some of the ways that you can break Minecraft with little to no effort on your part. Feel free to give these a try for yourself as I'm doing them. First off, let's start off easy. Get a boat, find an ocean, or create a path of packed ice, and just go. If you weren't aware of this mechanic, it might seem shocking, though oddly fitting for Minecraft, that this traveling on a sheet of ice on a boat is one of the fastest modes of land transportation in the entire game. It's also just super fun to spin out with this setup. But maybe exploiting land transportation isn't for you. So next up, let's exploit sky transportation. While you could always just create a piston and slime block machine, set it running, and forget about it, as of Minecraft's update Aquatic, that might become problematic unless you also sleep every couple of days in-game due to the new phantom mob that attacks you if you haven't slept for an extended period of time. So the obvious choice here is to break the functionality of elytras. While obtaining tridents and fireworks to extend your flight duration might seem like what I'm getting at here, actually, there's a much simpler way to fly with an elytra non-stop until it needs repairing. All you need is a launch tower and some good timing. After diving off of a launch tower, if you fly down at a 40-degree angle for about 100 vertical blocks or so, then shift towards flying 40 degrees up, and then rinse and repeat the process, before too much longer, you'll begin to notice that you're actually gaining height with each pass. Before elytras could even benefit from fireworks, and before tridents even existed, this was the only way to fly for upwards of 20 minutes at a time without landing even one time. Now, those are rather easy ways to exploit Minecraft with what some might consider to be intended mechanics and some might consider to be unintended mechanics. When I'm exploring the limits of Minecraft, I like to start simple and then work my way out from there. Minecraft is a sandbox game with seemingly no built-in limits at all. No limit to how much you can build, no limit to how far out you can adventure, or how far out you can travel. At this point, I've shown you how you can travel as fast and as far as possible with mostly intended mechanics. Using the Nether, an elytra with fireworks can allow you to travel hundreds of thousands of blocks in the overworld in just a couple of hours. With all of that in mind, I want you to think about something. Given how Minecraft is generally considered to be infinite in size, how far out can you really travel in Minecraft? Is there any limit at all? Will Minecraft forcefully stop you at any point along your adventure? Well, let's go ahead and let's push this question to its limits. Depending on which version of Minecraft you're playing on, whether that be Minecraft Java Edition or Minecraft Bedrock Edition, the answer to what limits lie ahead differ quite a lot. First up, I'll start with the limits of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and then answer for Minecraft Java Edition. So, Hitting the limits for this version of Minecraft is really quite easy, and there's a lot of individual limits to be had. For the first 262,144 blocks that you travel away from the spawn point, things function pretty much like normal. But beyond that point, things start to get a bit weird. If you pay close attention to the ground, your surroundings, and the behavior of other mobs around you, it becomes clear that everything is stuttering. If we double our distance to 524,288 blocks out, the effect itself also doubles and will double every time we double our distance from here on out. But that's not all. If you've been trying this out for yourself, you might notice that, alongside the increased stutter, it's actually becoming more and more difficult to simply just walk around. It's like the terrain is fighting against you. If we quadruple our distance from this point and go 2,097,152 blocks out, it becomes impossible to crouch walk along the axis that we're walking on. But that's actually the least of your worries at this point. If you're playing on survival Minecraft anyways, you should not attempt to travel beyond 1 million blocks at all. From this point, it becomes possible to fall through the world itself because of the math that governs the internal position of blocks actually causes a phenomenon that you can't even see yet, which allows you to fall right through the world, all the way into the void. From this point, if you want to travel any further, it's best to just use creative mode with an elytra and fireworks. So, does it seem like we've broken Minecraft enough yet? I mean, we've already covered how it's possible to fall right through your Minecraft world in a way that might only take you a couple of real days to pull off in survival mode if you really went for it. Well, if you're still here and you're still interested, we are only just getting started. Everything I have to cover from this point on borders on absolute insanity. So, let's continue. So here's where things get really intense. The next world limit actually differs depending on which platform you're playing Minecraft Bedrock Edition on. If you're on the Windows 10 variation, once you travel 12,550,824 blocks out, world generation stops almost entirely, with the notable exception of structures, villages, low-level lava, mesa biomes, and frozen ocean biomes. And in case that wasn't crazy enough, when we arrive 16,777,216 blocks away from the spawn point on all Bedrock Edition versions, this phenomenon appears. This is what is known as the stripe lands. Remember that issue that I mentioned before, where the math that governs the position of blocks becomes more and more broken, allowing you to fall through the world? Well, now, this is the point where you can finally see that in action. But if instead of traveling out on just one axis, we instead travel out on both axes, then the stripe lands cut through on both directions, causing the pattern that you see here. And this specific issue, the stripe lands and the corner stripe lands, don't get any worse until we try to travel over 33 million blocks away. Unfortunately though, the teleportation limit for Minecraft on all versions of the game is 30 million blocks. So for now, that's our limit. So yeah, for Minecraft Bedrock Edition anyways, that about covers the world's limits. But there's one key detail that I left out. One event that used to occur in older versions of Minecraft Java Edition and still occurs on some mobile variations of Minecraft Bedrock Edition: the Farlands. Like I mentioned before, in the Windows 10 variation of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, world generation as a whole stops almost entirely. Before I get into what the Farlands looks like and how they operate, I just want to say that the Farlands are the reason why I got into breaking Minecraft in the first place. Back when commands in Minecraft still required mods, I thought to myself, how infinite is Minecraft? People like to say that the game was infinite in size, and given that Minecraft Java Edition didn't have a creative mode at the time, it certainly felt infinite. But as time passed, Minecraft's limits have become more and more understood. I wouldn't be here today if Minecraft didn't have these functional limitations. For me anyways, limitations such as this one make the game truly limitless. The Farlands, one of the first discovered limitations of Minecraft. The very first version of Minecraft, Minecraft Pre-Classic 0.0.9a, was released on May 16, 2009. Minecraft InfDev, the very first version to have a boundless world, was released 287 days later on February 27, 2010. Which means for 8 years, and the majority of Minecraft's existence, the Farlands have existed within Minecraft. It means that for 8 years, people have been pushing the limitations of Minecraft in one form or another. So, 12,550,824 blocks out might be where world generation ends for the Windows 10 variation of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, but on mobile variations of the game, and as well older versions of Minecraft Java Edition, the Farlands appear. Without going into too many details, the noise map that draws the world's terrain ticks up by 171.103 for every in-game block away from the center of the world. When you take these coordinates and multiply them by that number, we get 2,147,483,647. If you enjoy breaking games as much as I do, this number might seem familiar, and it's called the 32-bit integer limit. I'll be talking about that number more and more as this panel continues. So, the Farlands generate when the math that governs terrain generation breaks down entirely. The immense corridors that appear in front of us seem like they'll go on forever, but actually, in the Bedrock Edition anyways, they actually don't. For whatever reason, these Farlands begin to break down after only about 12,000 blocks or so, and after just under another 200,000 blocks beyond that, they disappear entirely. If we travel to the point in the Bedrock Edition overworld where one edge of the Farlands appear and another edge of the Farlands appear, we get this. I've got nothing. I cannot explain why this is happening. And you know, sometimes that happens. I may not understand every single glitch and problem that I come across in Minecraft, but at the very least, I'm always fascinated by them. So, as far as the Farlands are concerned, for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, that's about all that there is to cover. But you know what? I'm not going to break away from the Farlands that quickly. Instead, I'm going to take a step back. For the remainder of this panel, I'll be primarily focusing on Minecraft Java Edition, given the fact that it's much easier to tinker with, modify, and break. So now that we've looked at the Farlands in Minecraft Bedrock Edition, next up, we're going to check out how they used to behave in older variations of Minecraft Java Edition. The Farlands themselves still appear 12,550,824 blocks away from the spawn point, and they appear for the same reason that I explained earlier. But beyond that is where this story gets really unique. Now we're playing Minecraft Java Edition Beta 1.7, and from where I stand, pretty much everything looks exactly the same as before, but I can assure you that the similarities are merely surface level. Yeah, these are the corner Farlands. They're made up of a couple different layers of what looks like somewhat normal terrain. When I first saw the corner Farlands way back in April of 2011, this is not what I expected. I expected some kind of weird mashup of the Farlands just crashing into each other, but that's not what happens. And to add fuel to the fire that is all of this insanity, the terrain around you stops being solid 32 million blocks away from the spawn point, and the Farlands themselves, in this version of the game anyway, do not stop generating until they reach the 32-bit integer limit of blocks away from the spawn point. And for 6 years, that's where I thought the story ended, because if I try to manually travel any further than this, the game just crashes. But about 2 years ago, my entire world got turned upside down. It turns out, using the mod that I'm using to teleport and fly around, you can actually teleport beyond this limit and keep going for a very long time. From this point on, visual terrain generation completely stops. All that's left is the void, you, the sun, and the clouds. And you know what? It wouldn't be Minecraft if even in the face of total destruction, of total chaos, that there still wasn't something that we could break. But This is Minecraft, so of course, when you travel 25.769 billion blocks out, the clouds just give up and disappear. Beyond that, there is nothing else. The final limit of this version of Minecraft lies 34.359 billion blocks away from the spawn. At this point, the world chunks themselves begin trying to overwrite each other, and the game just stops. There's nothing else. You may have noticed that throughout the majority of the previous section, I was indeed playing on Minecraft Beta 1.7, but sometimes the footage itself was far too smooth to actually be footage from Beta 1.7, and as well, the terrain was generating 256 blocks high, when Beta 1.7's height limit is only 128 blocks. So how can that be? Well, while the Farlands exist in every way that I just described in Minecraft Beta 1.7, as you've probably noticed, it's not exactly pleasing to look at considering just how much lag there is. So how did I capture the smooth footage? Well, that's where the beauty of Minecraft Java Edition comes into play. The Farlands can actually be resurrected in modern versions of the game using mods. And for the purposes of this panel, and for being able to get the footage without the stuttering that Minecraft Beta has, I used a mod that brings the Farlands back. At this point, when it comes to traveling around the Minecraft world, that's about all that I have to share. Everything that I just finished showing off could be without mods of any sort. But you know what? Why not try to push the limits of Minecraft far beyond this point? I mean, we just used a mod in order to bring the Farlands back into existence. What else can we do with mods to push the game to the limit? Before I answer that question, I want to provide some context. Before I began breaking Minecraft on a near weekly basis, I had an idea. In modern versions of Minecraft Java Edition, there exists a hard limit to the world itself. 30 million blocks. If you venture out this far, you'll encounter what's known as the world border. If you try to walk past it, you can't. If you try to glitch through it, it won't work. So then I asked myself, can I break this barrier? At first, I tried a lot of simple things, like riding a minecart or a boat off of a massive tower to see if I can get my coordinates to go beyond 30 million, which I couldn't do before. And to my amazement, that actually sort of worked. But if I ventured out too far, I got teleported back. So then, I tried exploiting super flat worlds within Minecraft to generate a world that was made up of nothing but redstone blocks and powered minecart rails. The way I looked at it, because moving in a boat teleported me backwards, if I was in a minecart and was moving towards the world border, and then I ran a command to shrink the world border just as I approached it, that maybe, just maybe, I could keep on going beyond any limit that I've run into thus far. And amazingly, that worked too. The minecart just kept on going and going and going until it reached 30,224 blocks, at which point I became stuck and couldn't go any further. Now, from the sound of things, that's where the story ends, right? Well, for almost 8 months, that was the end of the story. But then, seemingly out of nowhere, I was given the idea to just decompile the game, which modders have been doing for a long time now, delete the text involved with the world's limitations, and then recompile the game. And that, to my complete astonishment, worked perfectly. I could teleport beyond the world border and just keep on going. But that world border, that thing was keeping me from building and keeping me from playing on survival mode without dying. And on top of that, I also couldn't teleport beyond 30 million blocks still, making the exploration of the game's limit kinda tough. So next up, I was determined to modify the game in the same way as before to delete the built-in teleportation limit and delete the world border itself. And again, I was successful. I can now teleport beyond the original world border and generate terrain underneath me well beyond 30,240 blocks. So now that we're here, is there anything new to learn about how Minecraft operates this far out? Well, actually, all things considered, the game runs quite stable, and the old glitch from Minecraft Java Edition Beta 1.7 that caused terrain to stop being solid 32 million blocks out just doesn't happen at all. Well, there's all sorts of little things that go wrong when we travel a billion blocks out in this case, such as TNT being all funky and pretty much all entities not acting quite right. The game, when torn apart this hard, is still quite stable. Now we've opened up the Pandora's box of Minecraft. Not only have we broken the game without any modifications whatsoever, but we've started breaking it by modding the game and bending it to our will. Breaking Minecraft the way that I break it is all about asking one very simple question. Can we break it even more? No matter how crazy the results are, no matter how satisfied I feel with what's happened, the question always remains. Can we break it even more? And the answer is, of course. Why stop now? So let's get into it. What more could we possibly do to break this game? What did Minecraft do to deserve my never-ending onslaught? Well, it exists, and this is fun. For my next trick, I don't even have to modify Minecraft any further than I already have. Instead, I'm gonna ask a very different, very simple question. Now that I've removed all teleportation limits from the game, what is the true height limit of Minecraft? Without this mod, the highest that we could teleport is just over 4,000 blocks, but now we don't have that limit, and because we're not generating any new chunks, we should be able to go as high or as low as we want. If you had to guess what the height limit of Minecraft would be, what do you think it would be? The 32-bit integer limit of 2.147 billion? Maybe the 64-bit integer limit of 9.223 quintillion? Maybe something even higher than that? Well, the answer is insane, and yet again, there's a couple of different answers here. The height limit for how high you can go before you can't freely fly up or down anymore is 2 to the 52nd power, but you can still enter free fall from this height. Losing the capability to enter free fall only goes away at 2 to the 55th power. From that point, the only way that you can move around is by teleporting. And what, might you ask, is the teleportation limit for Minecraft? Well, it's the real highest number that Minecraft and even Java itself can understand, which is 2 to the power 1024. If you try to surpass this, Minecraft will just outright refuse to believe that what you typed in is even a number. And if you try to use external tools to force the number any higher than this, then that program will also tell you that the number is not within the acceptable range. I hope at this point you're not overwhelmed by the plethora of information that I've been throwing at you. So, to back away for a moment, let's recap. We've started by taking advantage of elytra flight in order to prevent the need to land once we've taken off without the use of fireworks or tridents. Then, we checked out what even exists at all of the traveling limits of your Minecraft world. And then we took it up a couple of notches by just modding and bending the game to our will to extend those limits. And when it comes to modding, the sky is truly the limit. So we've broken the limit for how far up or down we can teleport in Minecraft. But to me, this begs another question, one of the last questions that I have for this panel. Now that there are no more limitations as to how far up or down we can go, can we break the limit for how far up or down terrain can generate? Yeah, what I'm asking is, can we shatter the height limit for building? Can we build above the 256 block height limit? And unsurprisingly, the answer is yes. Meet the Cubic Chunks mod. This is a mod for Minecraft that fundamentally changes how the game stores the blocks around your world. Instead of each chunk saving as a 16 long, 16 wide, and 256 high section of terrain, it instead saves each chunk as a 16 block cube, hence the title of the mod, Cubic Chunks mod. So how does a mod like this allow us to break the vertical limitations of the game even further? Well, think about it this way. The same way in which chunks load and unload from side to side when you're traveling around your world, they can now unload in much the same way vertically. Using the mod's built-in customized world settings, we can even generate worlds hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of blocks tall. We can also explore a phenomenon that would actually happen in unmodified Minecraft if Minecraft's terrain naturally generated this high or this low. The vertical farlands. That's right, the farlands aren't limited to the horizontal axes. If we travel double the distance of the original farlands, but vertically in either direction, we will encounter them. They look pretty much the same as the original farlands, except on a vertical plane instead of a horizontal one, but with the stark exception of the void corner farlands. Just like the name implies, these are the farlands that occur when the edge farlands clash with themselves, creating the corner farlands, and then those clash with the vertical farlands. If you've ever desired a concrete definition for what the bowels of insanity are in Minecraft, this is about as close as I think we are ever going to get to that answer. It must feel like at this point that breaking Minecraft is never ending. And so far, that's absolutely true. There are things that I figured out in regards to breaking Minecraft that I only found out about while writing the script for this panel. And I've been breaking Minecraft for years. To end off this panel, I want to share one last thing with you. A glitch that's been around for quite some time and is really easy for you to try out for yourself. While the majority of what I've been showing off for the past 15 minutes now might seem a little too difficult for everyone to try out on their own, this last item is one that every single person who owns Minecraft Java Edition can and should try right now. On screen, I've overlaid a glitched Minecraft seed. In order to see for yourself just how glitched this seed really is, type in the seed when generating a world, change your game mode to spectator mode, and just take a look underneath your world. The repeating caverns that will appear in front of you are never ending, and there are hundreds of thousands of these caverns scattered all throughout this world. It's even possible to find never-ending, intersecting ravines that will only be broken up by things like rivers and ocean biomes. And you know what? Just for fun, to finally put this panel to rest, this seed, when combined with the cubic chunks mod that we checked out earlier, allows for these repeating caverns to appear vertically as well. And after searching around this world for about an hour when I initially found out about this glitch, I found a cavern that intersects with itself in such a way that creates a never-ending, spiraling hole that you can just fall through forever. From the surface of the world all the way down to the vertical farlands, you can just keep falling forever and ever and ever. And that just about covers everything that I wanted to cover for this MINECON Earth 2018 panel. While I definitely covered a lot of subjects throughout the entirety of this panel, there are so many more interesting ways to break Minecraft that I wasn't able to cover today. Like how I put over 1 Google items into a single chest, or how I broke pretty much every single enchantment in the game, or how I got Minecraft's in-game sun to run backwards without mods. But I want to give credit where credit is due. At the end of the video, there are the names of everyone that I can recall that have helped me in one form or another along the way. I hope I didn't forget any names. Some of them I may have only worked with on 1 or 2 occasions, and some I've worked with repeatedly over the years to uncover some of Minecraft's biggest mysteries. So, yeah, that just about does it for me for now. If you enjoyed this MINECON Earth 2018 panel, let me know by getting in contact with me on Twitter at twitter.com/AntVenom, or by checking out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/AntVenom. So from this point, all that's left is my customary outro. This has been the Breaking Minecraft panel for MINECON Earth 2018. I hope you all enjoyed. My name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.